Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to International Robotics Part 2. Another 6 teams left to go, and then we move on to our next set of teams, which is the drones competition. That is happening tomorrow from 9 a.m. Coming up today, we still have Twice, SG Robotics, Open Rove, Digger Dome. But right now, I'd like to invite onto the stage team number 5, and they go by the name of Open Bionics. So Open Bionics, if you could join us on the stage. They're going to get ready and start with their presentation. And once again, each team have 15 minutes to impress our judges, and that's what they're going to be scored on today. And once they finish with their 15 minutes, we'll give the next team another 2 minutes to set up their presentation. And we have 6 teams left to go. The guys are on stage right now. We just need a few more moments for them to get their props in place. And it's all to be fair to the other teams, everyone has equal time of 2 minutes to set up. All right, here we go. 6 teams left to go, and the team 5 is Open Bionics.
Hi, my name is Joel Gibbard, and as the CEO, I'm thrilled to introduce you to Open Bionics. There are over 100 million people around the world that could benefit from some form of assistive robotic technology. And there are some amazing products out there that these people could use. There are bionic limbs, there are exosuits. The only problem is that these products are incredibly expensive. So most hospitals and patients can't afford them. In fact, if you want a bionic hand, it's going to set you back up to $100,000. At Open Bionics, we're working to create and democratize technology that enhances the human body. The bionic hand is our first product. There are 11 million amputees and people with limb differences around the world. The vast majority of these people don't have any prosthetic. Some of them will have a fake leg or arm or a prosthetic hook, and a tiny, tiny minority have a bionic limb. At Open Bionics, we work with people like Logan. Logan was born without his right hand, and his hospital gave him this prosthetic. Logan tells us that he doesn't like this very much. He doesn't like the way that it looks. It doesn't give him any usable function, and it actually makes him feel self-conscious about the fact that he doesn't have a hand. The reality is that for children, bionic hands just haven't been made yet because it's not economical. Kids grow, and as they do, they need their prosthetics upgraded as their limb is changing. And the cost is just too prohibitive to be able to afford, for parents to afford to do that. So kids get prosthetics like these, and they go to school, and they feel very self-conscious about their limb differences, and this draws negative attention towards it. And this can lead to psychological body issues later on in life. At Open Bionics, we are going to change this. We're turning children with limb differences into bionic superheroes. Imagine if every child with a limb difference could get a bionic limb like this. It would do wonders for their self-esteem. They'd be able to fulfill their full potential. They'd be able to take something that's a weakness and turn it into their biggest strength. Take, for example, Tilly. She's 10 years old. When Tilly was a baby, she contracted meningitis and lost both of her hands. In the image, she's wearing the world's smallest multi-grip bionic hand that we made for her last year. And you can see how naturally she takes to it. She's casually walking down the corridor, holding her left arm in her right bionic hand. It's really, really cool. And for kids like Tilly, these kind of devices can provide independence. She'll be able to do things like brush her hair, brush her teeth, get ready for school in the morning. And in fact, when we fitted this product to Tilly for the first time, she threw a ball for the first time in her life. So this is the bionic hand that we've developed. It uses myoelectric control, which is so intuitive to use. You put on the bionic arm. It has sensors inside that read the signals from muscles in your forearm. So these are the same muscles that would have controlled your fingers if you had a hand. So it's a completely intuitive control system. You can see how quickly people learn to use it. We're manufacturing these products using 3D printing, and we use the latest biomedically certified 3D printable materials. This means that the product is extremely lightweight and robust. It's got a fashionable design. Prosthetics are a piece of wearable technology, so people want to look good when they're wearing them. It has removable covers, so you can change your style day to day. And the best part about this product, the thing that's absolutely revolutionary in this industry, is that we'll be able to sell this bionic hand for just $5,000, which compares to the $50,000 it would typically cost to buy one of our competitors' products, which aren't even available for children yet. And I'm really excited to show you some of the cool designs we've come up with. We've worked with the Walt Disney Company and got licenses to make the Iron Man hand, the Disney Frozen hand, and the Star Wars hand. Open Bionics is a robotics for good company. So we pledge that for every one of these products that we sell, we will donate a mechanical prosthetic limb to a child in a developing country for free. Thank you. So this video shows that these aren't just renders on a screen. We've actually made prototypes of these products. We've gone beyond the human functions and added lights into these prosthetics so Logan can change the color to match his favorite Star Wars character's lightsaber. Sydney is wearing the Iron Man hand. When she flexes her muscles, she can fire a repulsor blaster that lights up the light in the palm of the hand. These kids are taking something that would have been considered a disability and turning it into a superpower. But we can't let the kids have all the fun. We've also been working with Eidos Montreal, who are a company that makes the video game series Deus Ex. And together we've come up with these absolutely stunning designs that have universal appeal among children and adults. And we're lucky enough to have with us here today Daniel, who's wearing one of these prototypes. He's going to give us a bit of a demonstration and tell you about what his experience has been like with prosthetics.
Hi, Joel.
Hi, Dan.
Thank you. So I'm Dan. I was only born my left hand. While growing up, I really wanted a bionic hand, but they were really, really expensive, and they are now. But growing up, I used to have a prosthetic hand, just a very ordinary one. But unfortunately, it made me feel really negative about myself because people would know it was a prosthetic and know I lost my limb. Well, I hadn't. I was actually born like it. And literally, people would approach me and say, "What happened to your hand?" Which left me feeling really disabled. But now, wearing this arm, I'm assuming I can't really see, there's loads of lights, but I love wearing this arm. It's so cool. And I mean, the amount of people come up to me and want to have a handshake, a high five, it's just insane, and I love it. And it makes me feel good as a person. And I think we really need to be shining a light for the next generation. But it's not just about functionality. No, sorry, it's not just about how it looks. It's about functionality. So for a lot of you, opening something like a bottle of water is a really easy task. But for someone with one hand, it's really difficult. But luckily with the arm, thanks to the grips, I'm able to open this bottle of water with ease. Another thing, though, is picking up multiple items, though it seems small. For myself, luckily with the grip hands we have on this, I'm able to go through all the different multiple functions on the hand. So I can pick up something like an apple, like so. And I can pick up something with my other hand as well. And though it doesn't seem like a big deal to a lot of people, to me, this means the world. And I never thought I'd be standing here talking to all of you about this, because to me, it was just a dream. And now it's reality. It's completely mind-blowing. But before I go and let Joel carry on talking, I'd like to give him a high five. High five, fist bump, why not?
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Dan. Round of applause for Dan.
Thank you.
So with prosthetics, one of the biggest challenges is fitting them. Everybody is individual, and everybody's limb difference is unique. At Open Bionics, we're using the very latest 3D scanning technology to take a digital model of somebody's arm, and it's a handheld scanner. It's incredibly easy to use. Anybody can do it, and it takes just minutes to acquire a scan. So this can be done by the clinic, the doctor, or even the customer, and the data can be emailed to us, and we can manufacture a custom-fitted bionic hand in 24 hours. So this compares to prosthetics at the moment, where it might take several months to get something like this fitted. Last year, in November, we acquired a development contract with the National Health Service in the UK. This is huge for us because it shows that our country's healthcare system is backing us this product for the children in the UK. They gave us £100,000 to run a clinical trial, which is going ahead in May with 10 children. So by the summer of this year, we'll have a clinically approved, medically certified bionic hand ready for sale in the UK. We've already been selling robotic hand kits to the £47 million academic market for the last year. This year, we'll be releasing our first bionic limb to the £9 billion bionics market, and we've already got our sights set on the broader prosthetics and healthcare markets with other products in the future. This shows how much money is spent on, only be spending it on the most good we could do, and a pass out of the lab and bringing them to the people that need them. So we've been recognized for our innovation in robotics from global companies like Dyson to business leaders like Bloomberg. Even though we're only 3 years old, we've won the top 50 robotics companies 2 years running from the Robotics Business Review. And Fast Company last year named us as one of the top 10 most innovative robotics companies in the world. We're backed by top-tier supporters that have helped to fund our growth and development to this point. These are people that truly believe in our ability to create products that change people's lives. With $1 million, we'd be able to expand our offering beyond the UK to international markets, markets like the UAE and the Middle East. We'd be able to develop an affordable bionic leg that could help millions of people around the world. Join us on our Robotics for Good journey. With your help, we could create a future where every child with a limb difference in every hospital around the world could have the opportunity to become a bionic superhero. Thank you very much.
All right, that is Open Bionics. I have to get a handshake before you leave. I have to try this out. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you very much for the demonstration over there. All right, just a couple of minutes until they clear the stage, and we're going to be ready to get the next team going as well. But we do have our expert, Shaban, over here, who has been talking to the teams and doing a lot of research about what's been going on. So we're going to throw it over to him. Shaban, what can you tell us about what we just saw?
Well, Open Bionics have actually been working on this for about 2 years, maybe a bit more. And they're using, I asked them, why are you using a specific interface technology? So they're using EMG, and that's because EMG is a standard control system used in bionics. Also, I'd like to say this. It's one thing to solve a problem with technology, but it's another thing altogether to try and give people confidence. And these guys have done both. So hats off to them for being able to accomplish this.
Thank you, Shaban. All right, now that the stage is clear, it's time for our next team. We have 4 teams left to go, and our next team to set up is Digger Dome. So Digger Dome, if you're ready to join us here on the stage, we're going to give you 2 minutes to set up, get ready, to present our next presentation over here. AI and robotics is part 2, day 1. As soon as we're done over here today, we're going to be getting the judges to get their scores in, and tomorrow we're going to be announcing who are the winners in the AI and robotics competition. But tomorrow we also have the Drones for Good category in both national and international. So we got another 10 teams competing in each category over there tomorrow as well. The schedule for tomorrow, 8 a.m. doors open, 9 a.m. the show starts. So if you want to bring some friends with you, your family, the weatherman says it's going to be good weather for tomorrow. So make sure you come down and enjoy the day over here. All right, let's talk to Shaban once again about the next team, Digger Dome. Shaban, what do you have for us for this team?
Before in rehearsals, I was having a chat with their technical guy, Thomas, and their founder, Frederic. They've come to us all the way down from Switzerland. And it's one of, we have 2 teams in drones and robotics. They're the only team in robotics that are doing a demining solution. The other team is a drone-based solution, and they will be on display tomorrow. Also, to add to this, there are a couple of issues in the demining industry, and the team were giving me quite a few updates on what those problems are. So in areas like Iraq and Iran and conflict zones, traditional demining techniques don't work, and the team here are actually trying to solve for those type of scenarios. What I mean is traditional deminers actually need sort of flat ground to work, and their solution is quite unique. They're using dogs, and they have a smart harness, and they will be talking more about this when they come up on stage.
Also coming up, the last 3 teams after Digger Dome will be Open Rove, SG Robotics, and also twice another team here in the international category. Don't forget those hashtags if you're on that social media, hashtag UAEA4G. All right, that's the hashtag to use. Make sure you put that hashtag in if you are posting any pictures. And to follow on Instagram, it's at UAE4Good Awards. And also, I've reminded you throughout the day to make sure you vote for the People's Choice Award. All right, you could vote for the teams that you like, and you can make a difference in their results. All you have to do is log on to the website a4g.ae, and you'll have 30 minutes after the team presents to vote for your favorite team, and you can give them a couple of extra points over there. Thank you to our judges here today as well. Our judges have been with us throughout the day, scoring the contestants. The contestants have already made it this far. From over 1,000 teams, we're down to 10 in each category, and we're looking for that winner. In the national category, a prize of 1 million dirhams, and in the international category, a prize of $1 million US. All right, we're about to get their 15 minutes on the clock, and they have 15 minutes to present to the judges. They are actually using the pit today and also the little island that we've created over there, so make sure you keep your eyes out everywhere. They've got a big demonstration for you. They're just getting the final parts ready to go, but to be fair to everyone, we're gonna start the 15 minutes on the clock for them. It's your team, Digger Dome. You're up next. Good luck.
All right, Digger Dome seems to be ready to go, so your time starts now. You've got about 15 minutes to present. Digger Dome, take it away.
Your Excellencies, dear Madam, dear Sir, I would first thank you very much for giving our foundation, the Digger Foundation, the opportunity to be here tonight in Dubai and present you our new project, the Dome project. 20 years ago, when I founded Digger Foundation, I had in my heart the very strong motivation to do something to help the poorest. Being engineer, loving technology, I tried to do it through technology. But now it's time to speak about the project. Look at this number, 11 million. 11 million is about 4 times the population of Dubai. But 11 million, it is people who had to, after, when we look at this image, cities are turned, people want to go home, to go back home. But another, this one. In the rubble, you have what we call unexploded ordnance. It can be grenades, can be rockets, it can be bombs, huge bombs. But the most nasty of them are this one. We call them improvised explosive devices. These are handmade bombs, made to be victim-like mines. And mines, at Digger, we know what is a mine. We are working in demining for 18 years. And we are very close from the field. We were active in 15 different countries. Our machine probably changed the life of tens of thousands of people up to now. For example, just in Mozambique, one of our machines were a major actor in making this country free of mine. One of the most beautiful results of the Ottawa Convention, the mining effort. We work with many partners, like United Nations for Mine Action, GICHD, Handicap International. But now it's time to speak techniques. I give the floor to my colleague, Thomas.
Thank you, Frederic. So hi, I'm Thomas, and I just want to do a short presentation of what we are actually developing at Digger, and also from where we are technically coming from. So basically, this is what we do. It's a remote-controlled robot that is made to clear fields from anti-personnel mines. These mines, we know them pretty much. It's these ones. Like, this is a Russian mine, a real one, but empty, actually. And this machine just dig the ground and make the mines explode on site. So we are very efficient with this, like 100 times faster than conventional methods. But from time to time, we trigger bigger mines made to destroy the tanks. We call them anti-tank mines. And we manage to make our robot resist this heavy blast.
Yeah.
So this is to show that we know at Digger what demining means. We have a long experience in helping the demining community to accept new technologies, and this is very important. Now look again at these rubbles. Here we are not speaking about digging 20 centimeters. We are not even speaking about 8-kilogram TNT. Here it's millions of tons of rubble, actually with quite a lot of unexploded ordnance, and they can be hidden very deep under the rubbles. So we cannot address this situation with our existing solution. So we need to develop something new. And as always at Digger, the first thing we did was to go in place on the field and discuss with the deminers, actually, to develop the appropriate solution to address this situation. So we've been in Syria and Iraq several times last year for this purpose, And we end up with a solution that is a combination of different assets, because a single asset will never do the job. So the dome environment is in fact a mix of dogs, demining dogs, with construction machines. So the dogs are there because they are very sensitive in the smell of the explosive, and they are used as a detection mean. We just equip this dog with a harness with GPS, camera, and communication device so that the handler can stay away from the rebels and guide the dog and give them some orders. The machines are there to clear the rebels around the item and prepare the access to enable the deminers to neutralize the bombs. So let's have a look at how it's going. So we send the dog into the rebels. He's fairly trained for this job, and the handler can track the dog position, see the covered area, see what the dog sees through the camera, and speak to the dog and give orders. Once the dog has detected the explosive, he gives an indication, usually by sitting or lying down and wait for the orders to come back. Then the handler just tags the position and calls the dog back. This system can be deployed with several dogs and handlers simultaneously, making the work very efficient and fast. But then starts the tricky part. We need actually to excavate in a place where we know there is some explosive device. So my question is, will you go there with your excavator and start digging in there? I will not. So actually we deliver a kit to transform local machines, like second-hand machines, to remote control these machines, and we made use of latest technology in 3D visions and immersive virtual reality. So we will now go through a short demonstration with an excavator we just modified 3 days ago, and it took us 2 hours to modify this excavator, knowing that the system on it has been made for a much bigger excavator of 20 tons, like 15 times the size of this one, but it would have actually destroyed. We had to stick for a 1.4-ton the machine to the location indicated by the dog and start removing the rubbles around the item. He can do it very precisely thanks to the fully proportional hydraulic system of the machine. So our objective is also to deliver a system that is affordable for the people in place. Otherwise, they will never use it. So by using second-hand local machines, we're going to cut a lot of the costs. So I let you have a look to the demonstration. Once the rubbles are cleared, then the manual deminer can actually access the IED or the unexploded ordnance and neutralize it.
All right, I'm afraid the 15 minutes is up due to the time it took for setup. So if you want to do the thank you, we have to wrap it up right now as a fair play to all the other teams.
Yes, so I want to thank you in the name of Digger, and we really hope that with your help, we can enter in action right now, because there is kind of urgency as the civilians are already coming back home in this city and removing the rebels by themselves at high risks. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Digger Dome. Fortunately, their time was cut a little short because as a fair play to every other team, every team gets 2 minutes to set up and 50 minutes to demonstrate, and it seemed like they had a unfortunate small glitch in setting up, and that took a little bit of their time, but good luck to them again. The highlights on the screen right now, and we have another 3 teams left to go. All right, once again, well done to Digger Dome, and we have another 3 teams left to go. Just a few moments before we clear the stage and introduce the next team to you, who will be setting up in 2 minutes, and we'll have 15 minutes to present to the judges as well. And our next team I'd like to invite to the stage is Open ROV. All right, Open ROV, our next team who is going to be presenting in the International Robotics competition. And we're going to hand you over to Ban to give us a little bit of an insight on what we just saw and what to expect next with Open ROV.
Thanks. Thanks, Marwan. It's a shame about Digger Dome, and sometimes when you're trying to do cutting-edge work like that, and they were trying to set up on the cart over there, it took a lot of time. Just to recap what they were trying to display here. So they've got 2 solutions. One was the harness that you put on a dog, and they're using dogs because traditionally dogs can be trained to sniff out explosives. It's quite easy. It's a system that's been used for many, many years. And once the dog locates where an explosive or an unexploded mortar shell is, they can then send the automated system to go and take care of it. And the reason they have the automated system in place is because they actually don't move all of these heavy machines from country to country. They just take the little kit with them, and that allows them to use absolutely any machine. It could be a Komatsu or a Caterpillar or any machine you'd find in a common construction site. And that gives them that flexibility. Coming to our next team, Open ROV, they are our last team today in the robotics section that will be demonstrating an underwater remotely operated vehicle. And they've come to us all the way from the United States. It's David, Eric, Brian, and Charles.
All right, Shaban, thank you for that info. Let's talk about the judges and loaded by the judges, so they already have those 50 points before they come in. And then 15% for on-site presentation. And then I would say the most important thing is the 35% that you get for on-site demonstration. And once again, a lot of teams from many different countries, over 1,000 teams from 165 countries, have presented their ideas to be here today for a chance to take part in the competition. And we're down to 20 teams in robotics and 20 teams in drones. And we are now down to the final 2. The final 3 that's coming up here today. So in just a few moments, we're going to hand you over to Open ROV. Yeah, all right, we got the thumbs up and they're ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Open ROV. You have 15 minutes.
Over to you. Good luck, guys.
The ocean dominates the planet. It covers 71% of the Earth's surface. It accounts for over 2/3 of the oxygen that we breathe every day. And yet, humanity has only explored less than 5%, which is a tragedy because it's really important that we do, especially right now. The ocean is under threat from a variety, over 9 kilometers down, the deepest place in the ocean. It's everywhere. There's over 220 million people who rely on fish for their daily sustenance, and yet around the globe, global fisheries are on the verge of collapse. The technology for exploring and understanding our ocean hasn't changed that much in the past 75 years. We're still doing what Jacques Cousteau invented in the 40s, which is scuba diving. That's the majority of the way that people interact with and study the oceans. Robots have gotten more involved in the past few decades. ROVs, remotely operated vehicles, and autonomous underwater vehicles have helped, but they're very expensive and they're large. They're really the property of only nation states and academic research institutions. We wanted to change that. My name is David Lang, and this is Eric Stackpole. And we met in 2010, and Eric showed me this early prototype of his underwater robot, and he shared with me this idea of creating a network of devices that would allow anyone to explore the oceans. I loved it. I thought it was a great idea. We created a website called openrov.com and invited anyone from around the world to give us feedback on our device or actually try and build their own. We created a low-cost kit that anybody could build themselves. We shared it online, but we also started a company that sold those kits to people. And over the past 3 years, we've shipped over 3,000 of these kits to every corner of the globe, 50 countries. They've been to the bottom of the earth in Antarctica, under the ice. They've been to the top of the earth, studying glacial lakes in the Himalayas. These are classrooms that are exploring the Pacific, but they're also classrooms that are exploring the Persian Gulf. This is a global movement. We've had people discover glass sponge reefs. We've had community members use photogrammetry to create 3D visualizations of the seafloor in the Mediterranean. The photogrammetry process uses hundreds of photos to stitch together and create a 3D model. I'll talk more about that later. We've even had community members share the discovery of shipwrecks live to Facebook and Twitch TV. It's pretty remarkable. We've come a long way since that initial conversation that Eric and I had, that dream of everybody exploring. It's gone from 2 guys in a garage in California to a global community of citizen scientists. And people are doing important work with our robots. I'll tell you 2 stories that illuminate that. The first is this woman, Laura James, who used her robot to understand and discover that sea stars in her area were dying. They were struggling from an unknown virus. She brought it up to scientists and then got involved. She got her community activated in making observations and collecting data. Her citizen science project was incorporated into the research that discovered the virus that was affecting those sea stars. Another group is these group of fishermen in Mexico. They used their robot to discover the spawning sites for these grouper. And they created a marine protected area to protect this species during this vulnerable time in their reproductive cycle. They created a solution that was good for both fishermen and fish. So all of this, all of the kits, all of the community involvement have led to right now. And we're about to embark on the next chapter of OpenROV, and that centers around our newest underwater robot, the OpenROV Trident. The first thing to know about the Trident is it is super capable. It's very fast, you can cover a lot of ground, but it's also very precise. If you're up close to coral reefs or you're inside of a shipwreck, it has great maneuverability. It has a camera that sends live video up a very thin, neutrally buoyant tether. The reason it's got a tether is because radio waves don't travel through water. That's always the first question people ask. But it can dive to depths of 100 meters. It's got lights you can turn on to illuminate in these areas where the sun doesn't reach. It's an amazing tool. But those are just the hardware specs. What really sets OpenROV and the Trident apart is the software. And what I'm about to show you is something we've never shown anybody publicly. It's something that's never been done, and something we're really excited about. But before we do, I want to go back and just talk about why underwater nightmare for electronics. There's the fact that radio waves don't travel underwater. GPS can stir up silt. Videographers and scuba divers will tell you as much. What we've done is create a 2-step image enhancement process that does real-time color correction and dehazing. We took on a recent dive to film our robot. On the right is that same video put through our filter. You can see the color is vibrant. You can see images that you wouldn't normally have seen. You can see deeper into the field. And this has important implications. I think it is a pretty picture. But we're using a kernelized correlation filter, and you can see that our image running our filter gets between 10 and 20 times the features. Right here, we're using a fast feature program to show you the amount of features. First, it means sea turtle as it dives, but you could imagine following a whole host of marine life, or staying hovered over a coral, or following a diver into a dangerous situation. We're starting to use machine learning, not just to find one object, but to find many. You can see this here, counting fish. Not only count fish, you what the state of the art is for measuring. Writing that down with a clipboard. It's really inefficient. It's really expensive. This tool is going to enable us to.
Thank you very much, David. This is something we're really excited to show you. We've been working over the last half-decade perfecting ROV design. We've been selling kits for a long time, and this is a culmination of everything we've learned. In the tank-off stage, you can see one of our Trident ROVs flying around. It has a unique 3-thruster design, which allows it to move laterally through the water, as well as up and down, and even pitch, so it can follow the contour of the bottom. It's a lot more like flying a fighter jet than it is flying a robotic submarine, because it really just is able to maneuver in any direction you want. On the bottom of the vehicle are these holes, these little threaded inserts, and they allow you to attach whatever payload you want to attach. You could attach a robot arm, you could attach an ocean sensor, some sort of water quality meter, or an additional camera. We've really tried to make this extensible. And not only that, we've made it really easy to use. Your control system is a simple tablet or cell phone or laptop computer. Any Wi-Fi connected device can log into the vehicle, and it's really easy to fly. Some of the best pilots we've ever seen are under the age of 10. Another thing that we're really interested in is getting into places that no one has ever seen before. This vehicle is extremely small. You can see it's about the size of a briefcase. In fact, all of the vehicles we brought can be brought as carry-on luggage. You can put it under the seat in front of you. So now you can explore parts of the world that you'd never be able to bring scuba gear to, and it even goes beyond that, because one of the things we're also working on is an internet control platform. We want kids who may not be able to explore the ocean from where they live to be able to log in and fly vehicles halfway around the world. We've already prototyped this, and it's something that we believe is going to revolutionize how exploration is done. We're not just changing what's being explored, we're changing who's exploring it in a new era of engagement. But there's a second part of the demo that I'm really excited to show you, and that is what David's been talking about. We, like he said, are doing live machine learning. And so with this robot, like in the ocean, we can't bring you to the ocean, but this is an attempt to bring the ocean to you. Behind me is a blue screen, which looks a lot like what it might be like underwater. And David is going to be able to put fish on this screen. We'll be able to identify them. So here you can see this is real-time engaging with this and identifying each independent type of species. Now, we've trained the convolutional neural network on a small handful of species, but what's really exciting about this is that this is not just going to be a small data set. We're about to have the largest ocean sensing network that has ever existed on the planet. We've already sold thousands of ROVs. We plan to sell thousands more this year. So imagine all of the ROVs around the entire world collecting this data. This is unprecedented. It's never been done in the history of ocean exploration. And what we're trying to do is not make it a project for research scientists and people like that alone, but something that everyone can engage with. This is revolutionary exploration, and it's something that we are really, really looking forward to getting started. We're going to start shipping Trident very soon, so this is just around the corner. And with that, David?
So something we haven't talked about at all is all of the industrial applications. I think it's important that we, but you can imagine an aquaculture farm using these robots to find a missing person or missing body. You know, what Eric says is really profound. That's why we're doing this. We're on a mission. Every unit is not just a robot. It's a connected node in that network. With the Robots for Good Award, we can move faster. We can collect more data, and we can push humanity forward. We can change how we explore, how we understand, and how we protect our world's oceans. Thank you very much.
All right, open in the International Robotics Competition today. 2 more teams left to go, and we're going to give them a couple of minutes to clear the stage. And we've also got The highlight on the screen right now, if you want to take a look at what they presented, pretty interesting over there, what they did, I think. And of course, another 2 teams left to go. Going to be the winner of the International Robotics competition. You have to make sure you join us tomorrow over here. Doors open at 8 a.m. and show starts at 9. We're going to begin with the drone competition, followed by announcing the winners of the robotics competition. Shaban, what can you tell us about what we just saw with the Open Rove?
First of all, David, Eric, and Brian and Charles. And I asked David, I mean, how did they come up with this idea? How did they get started in ROVs, underwater ROVs? And he said it was Eric's initial idea, and he was out looking for gold in an underwater cave. And he was like, we should, try and build a device that can get all the way down there and get his images. So that's kind of how it started. And if OpenROV rings a bell to some of our audience members, is because they were actually here last year, and David was talking on stage about underwater exploration using ROVs. And they also have an open source ROV available, which is a more inexpensive solution. The Trident, which is what they've shown us today, is the consumer version, to be one of the most least expensive, but sort of professional grade, ready to go out of the box type solutions at around 1,500 USD price point.
All right, excellent. As I mentioned, 2 more teams left to go before we wrap up the day today. On the way after the current team, we have Twice, and on stage setting up right now is SG. They've got for their setup time. Like everybody else, we're giving them 2 minutes to set up and 15 minutes to present. A little bit early, and we like that. From now, please put your hands together for SG Robotics.
We are Team SG Robotics from South Korea. We are here today to introduce our wearable robot. So we have met first complete paraplegics. Oh, sound is not coming, please.
Walking is the hope of all complete paraplegics.
So for him, we developed a wearable robot called Walk-On, and we went to Cybathlon 2016. Wanted to him walk again, and sit down, and stand up. Climb on a ramp, open the door, on random stones, and climb on stairs for targeted people. So we met more people like this person.
For a wearable robot for me.
So he was trying to wear a walk-on, but he didn't like it.
Robot. But I am not completely paralyzed. I want to move as I want. And I want to be assisted only when I need. And I do not want to use this stick.
So after meeting these people, we realized that they don't want to be forced to move by the robot, but they want to move as they want. So we have developed a new robot called AngelX. So please give a big hand to the AngelX. The robot guarantees maximum mobility such that a person wearing AngelX can walk and turn and even run and even kick a ball. Oops. So AngelX consists of many core technologies. So from now, let me demonstrate the core technologies. First, in the joint of AngelX, the series elastic actuation modules are used so that you don't feel any resistance. So you can move as fast as you want without any friction. Second, it is really easy to wear by yourself. So could you please demonstrate from now? Okay, great. Third, we do not use any sensors attached on the body. This is really critical because those biosensors are, it sounds like fantastic, but they have some problem in reality. Instead, we have good sensors in the shoes. So these shoes can measure the ground reaction force. So these shoes can detect your human motion intention. So let me show you more. You may be wondering how you will be assisted if you wear AngelX. So to do that, Hyunjin, could you please change the control mode of this robot such that this copies what this does? All right, thank you. So from now, you can see what this robot does. Okay, now he is being assisted for walking. Okay, great. So when you need more assistance, you can easily adjust from each joint. Okay? Then you will see bigger motion here. Now he is being assisted for sitting down. And standing up. Oops. Okay, from now, let me introduce how you can buy your own AngelX. So to do that, first you need to go to rehabilitation first, and then take basic physical test. In this process, you can use this test module. This robot and this robot may look the same, but actually they are different. So this robot is fully customized for one person, and this robot can be fit to anybody by changing the size of the robot. If you like the feeling of the robot, then it's time for you to make custom part to have the best fit to your body, while we make the robot part. Okay? And then after assembling everything, we give the AngelX robot to you, and then it's time for you to do practice. After you are fully adapted to the robot, then you can use connected healthcare service. So when you make the custom part, you can select the color as white or gold as you like. So are you ready? Okay. So this is not the end of AngelX. So AngelX comes with 3 amazing services. So first one is fitness. So do you want to do exercise precisely? This robot can help you. To use fitness service, you log in to the service. Then let's start from fitness. Then you see some numbers, and these numbers show the assignment that you have to complete today. So let's start from squat. Okay, then he is going to sit down and stand up based on this information. Okay. I'm sorry, internet is not working here. Okay, then let's do knee extension service. This knee extension service is really important for elderly people. So just pressing knee extension, then you will see this monitor. Then you can lift your knee, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so complete it. So if you want to check the fitness status, you can click weekly report. So these numbers show how you have been doing in this week. So when you feel like meeting a doctor, but it is not easy for you to go to hospital always. If you wear an AngelX, you can meet your doctor anywhere at any time. So to do that, You log in and then select remote clinic service. Okay? Then choose your doctor and then request to connect, and then you say you are ready. Then you are waiting for your doctor. Now doctor logs in and find your patient and then connect, and then now they are connected. And now doctor is going to ask the patient to walk 10 steps. Okay, then the doctor can monitor the data measured by Angelix in real time. And based on this data, the doctor can make a good diagnosis. And also, the doctor can suggest appropriate assistance levels. Like this. So sharing this information, the person wearing Angelix can adjust the assistance level as they like. Okay, but it is not easy for you to connect with your doctor always because doctors are normally so busy. In this case, you can use artificial intelligence service. This Angelix knows how your walking is supposed to be. So based on this information, the robot itself make a diagnosis. So let me demonstrate the AI clinic service.
Hello, Hansing. I will monitor your walking and give you the gait analysis result.
So you can just follow what AI says.
Steps wearing your angel legs. Set your angel legs and get ready to walk. Start.
It is going to ask to walk 10 steps.
Well done. I'm analyzing your data.
Okay, so it automatically analyzes and then make a prescription of appropriate assistance levels. It seems that AI services make the same result as the doctor did. So, Angelix is the most advanced and intelligent wearable robot system than ever. So please look at the person on the right side of screen. He can walk, but he cannot stand up by himself. This may be the future of ourselves when we become old. So we are all the potential users of Angelix. So unquestionably, a number of people are waiting for Angelix. So before I finish today's presentation, I would like to share a little story of my friend.
It's hard to walk outside because there are uneven parts on the sidewalk. It is also difficult to maintain balance while walking. When I wear this, I can cross the road alone, and even walk on a sloping road. Especially when I climb the stairs, this supports me. I can feel it. I expect this Angelix will give opportunities to many impaired people like me.
So, how was it today? I hope you enjoyed our demonstration and presentation. I have studied for this robot for more than 10 years, and now 4 national hospitals in Korea decided to use Angelix in their rehabilitation program. We all become old, and the whole world population is getting aged, and then I proudly think that Angelix is one of the most promising solutions to prepare for the aging society. So please vote for us. Thank you very much, and I appreciate for your attention. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. SG Robotics, our team before the last, and another fantastic presentation over here is the International Robotics Part 2, and we have one more team left to go. And on screen right now, you could catch a highlight of their presentation over there. I like the way he kicked the ball over there. Very
Yes,
impressive.
the market for partially impaired people is actually a lot more, which is why the team has decided to attack this specific problem instead of complete paraplegics. And a couple other points here. I mean, the traditional robots for full paraplegics actually cost about $100,000 US, and the team is aiming to keep this system, Angel Legs, to close to around 20,000 USD, but it is targeted towards hospitals for now.
All right, great. We're going to get our next team twice to start setting up and give them their 2 minutes once they hit the stage. And this is going to be our final team today. Let's thank our sponsors once again. Without them, this event would not have been possible. Thank you once again, ICT Fund, the organizer, as well as TRA, also one of the organizers here today. Internet City, event partner, Digi Robotics, and our community partner Makers Builders are back with the workshop again tomorrow. You can get some hands-on experience flying a drone or learning how to fly the drone, and we'll give you the schedule tomorrow. Again, if you're joining us tomorrow, doors open at 8 a.m. We will begin at 9 a.m. Tomorrow we flip it around a little bit. Tomorrow we start off with the international drone competition as the first part of the day, and then the national drone competition in the second part of the day, followed by the announcement of the winners, and then also the awards ceremony, which will be taking place right here tomorrow too. So our last team is on stage right now. Shaban, what can you tell us about our final team of the day? These guys are called Twice.
Well, Twice, they were actually a research group, and they have experience in medical robotics, and they've now branched out into a company. I've just been told that they're good to go, so we'll talk more once they're done with their presentation.
And from the flag waving, I can tell they're from Switzerland. I think it's our second team from Switzerland here today. It's great to see all the teams from around the world joining us here at the event, and I'm sure tomorrow we're going to see a lot more teams present here too. All right, we're ready to go. Our final team, please put your hands together for Twice.
Good luck.
Hello, Dubai. We are very grateful for being invited here today, and it is a great honor for us to have the opportunity to present our project in front of you. We are Twice, a team from Switzerland, and we are building the first truly customizable exoskeleton. Exactly 2 years ago, we were freshly graduated from college and dreaming about ways to use our passion for robotics to help people affected by mobility issues. We started our adventure by looking at existing technologies, and at first glance, exoskeleton seemed so amazing and promising, but we were quite surprised to see that actually less than 200 persons in the whole world had their own device. By asking doctors and patients about their disability, we realized that everyone had different morphologies, pathologies, symptoms, but also different expectations and dreams. We kept hearing stories about people with the wrong disability, but never about people with the right exoskeleton. One single device could never satisfy everyone's expectation. There needed to be a revolution. So we set up to work with a multidisciplinary team of engineers to develop the next generation of exoskeletons, devices that could be modular and customizable. As a spin-off of the Laboratory of Robotics System from EPFL, Switzerland, one of the leading engineering universities in the world, we benefit from 25 years of experience in robotic design. And because motion is one of the core elements of our system, we teamed up with the Swiss largest electrical motor manufacturer. And thanks to this, and after 2 years of design and iteration, we finally created TWICE, a customizable exoskeleton at an affordable price. To achieve this revolution, we even had to create our own manufacturing technique. Our technology has the flexibility and versatility of 3D printing, but it has the strength and stiffness of carbon fibers. And since carbon fibers runs with lighter, it is also ultra lightweight. And to top it all, this technique is extremely cost effective. And yes, it is patented. This flexible manufacturing technique is what confers power and versatility to TWICE. In our vision, anyone in need of assistance will be able to express their dreams, their needs, their expectations. Our answer will take the shape of the perfect exoskeleton for them. To show you that this is possible, we took the most difficult and challenging application. We created an exoskeleton for full mobilization of a complete paraplegic. Let me explain to you the story of our first customized exoskeleton. Silke Pan was a circus acrobat at the top of her profession. Moving was her life, her passion, but also her job. But one day, everything changed. She fell from the trapeze. This fall left her completely paraplegic from the waist down. Since then, she never moved nor felt her legs again. When we met her 6 months ago, it had been 9 years that Silke was unable to walk and was stuck in her wheelchair. She expressed to us her dreams of getting back on her feet and stand at people's eyes level when talking with them. So we sat together and listened to her needs and designed an exoskeleton perfectly suited to her. And ultimately, we went on to manufacture this device completely in-house. The result is Silke walked for the first time again. This is an archive footage of the very first steps of Silke on her own. Of course, she made a lot of improvements, and she was even able to participate to competitions and be back on stage like before. She even got quite a lot of media coverage. Silke was really excited to come here today, but unfortunately, she had a last-minute health issue, and she couldn't travel with us. But we were lucky enough to find a new pilot in 3 days. Please welcome Erica. Oh. Apparently, there's a small problem. So I will show you the video of what we want to demonstrate today. It was supposed to go at the same time as the real demonstration at the back. So Silke can stand up independently. She has entire control over the exoskeleton by means of buttons that are on the crutches. A smartphone app is used to provide useful feedback to know the state of the exoskeleton. The user is able to choose from different modes, depending on the activity she wants to perform. Typical modes are walking, in different paces or with different step lengths. We also have sitting and standing modes, as well as climbing stairs and descending stairs. So once a mode is selected, Silke can trigger her steps with her point finger. And as you can see, Twice is able to provide full mobilization of her legs so that the full body weight can be brought up the stairs. So Silke has absolutely no feeling nor sensation in her legs. The battery life of the device enables 2 to 3 hours of walking, depending on the intensity of use. This is enough to climb 60 floors, which is already 1/3 of the Burj Khalifa. So tailoring an exoskeleton specifically to the user brings several advantages. It enables the creation of simpler devices with only the features useful to the user. This makes Twice lighter and less complex, which in turn makes it more robust and more reliable. Simplicity also makes it easier to learn to use the device. Among exoskeletons for full mobilization that are able to go upstairs, Twice is, to our knowledge, the lightest. It weighs 15 kilograms with batteries included. In this version, Twice comprises 2 active degrees of freedom, one at the hips and one at the legs per leg. The ankle joint is fixed, but thanks to a special foot sole shape, we are able to walk smoothly, as you can have seen. So apparently, we won't be able to give a demonstration. We are very sorry. Now, there is still a lot of work ahead for us, and this is where we need your help. Our technology still needs improvements, obviously, before a large public can benefit from it. And we've been contacted by a handful of people who came to us with very specific requests. Bruce, Paralympic ski racer, needs assistance with his prosthetic leg. Benoit, former motocross rider who became quadriplegic, he dreams of getting back on his motorbike. Piotr was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and he would like to continue to be able to see people at eye level. Nandini, she can feel her legs, but she cannot move them. And she dreams of flexing her knees again. We know their needs and how to address them. And by supporting our project, the UAE AI and Robotics Award for Good would enable us to fulfill their need for assistance. This will allow to demonstrate the power of our technology and make a real impact on people's life. Because everyone deserves to live their dreams, no matter how unique they are. Sorry. Thank you.
All right, that was Twice. Thank you for a great presentation over there. And unfortunately, a little technical difficulty didn't allow them to present. However, their demonstration, and their presentation was great there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for being with us here today. I would especially like to thank all our esteemed judges, our sponsors, partners, participants, and guests. And of course, we look forward to seeing you all for the Drones for Good finals tomorrow, and also the winners announcement. Don't forget, doors open at 8 and show starts at 9. And also, we have another surprise for you.
Yes, we've got 2 DJI Mavic Pros. We'll talk more about that after the highlights are done.
And on the screens right now is the highlight of the entire day. In case you missed it, here you go, enjoy.
And a little bit more about tomorrow. So we've got 10 international teams and 9 national teams competing, with the international teams going first. We've got companies and private individuals and groups from universities exhibiting their projects. You will see drones trying to solve all kinds of different problems, from demining to planting trees, to providing rescue for migrants and refugee situations. And let's talk a little bit about the competition.
That's right. It's a little bit of a surprise for you. All right. If you always wanted a drone, here's your chance to win it.
And it's a really good one. There's the DJI Mavic Pro, which has just been launched by DJI. DJI, incidentally, are the world's largest consumer drone company in the world. And they started a couple of years ago. They're now huge. The Mavic is probably one of the best drones you can buy right now, and there's 2 of them being given away. All you have to do is register your attendance tomorrow. So go onto the Awards for Good website and put in your name, your email address, and your phone number, and you'll be entered into the draw.
Now, this is one of the hardest to get drones in the world right now. I was actually waiting for one myself. So really, it's your chance to get your hands on one of the best drones on the market right now. So make sure you go down there and register. Details are on the screen right now. Once again, from Shaban and myself, thank you very much, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.